Hello YouTube, this is Neon, and today the title of my talk is going to be, it's all about my tongue. I'm going to be talking about my tongue today. Now, to a lot of you folks who are listening to this, and to a certain young, pretty, smart woman who recently subscribed so she knows who she is, get your mind out the gutter. Get it out. Woo! It's not going to be sexual. This talk's not going to be sexual. So, get your man out the gutter. Woo! Okay. So when I was a child, as well, first of all, let me start off by saying that my tongue, throughout my lifetime, it has been a weapon of war, and it has also been a cause for oppression, which I'll talk about in a moment. Now, when I was a child, as I had talked about in other videos, there was a lot of abuse. Physical, sexual, verbal, psychological, emotional abuse, as well as neglect. And one thing that happens to some people as young children when they're being abused is they may chew their tongue in their sleep, which is what I did. I learned about this from a doctor, and I do have some recollection of waking up and my tongue literally hurting. And I talked to another person who had the same condition, who, the same thing, he was very stressed out. The doctor didn't know why I was stressed out, but this is what the doctor had told me. I don't know why this other guy was stressed out, but he had the same thing. And so I'm going to show you on my tongue right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Woo! Okay, so this is my tongue. So I have lots of cracks in my tongue, and that's as a result of chewing them in my childhood. Now, my younger sibling, he will call me earthquake tongue in an effort to be mean and evil. Now, I was kind of a smart kid, but I was also kind of a kid that had no common sense. And whenever he would tell me that, rather than getting offended because he said a funny joke at my expense, I would analyze it, and I would say, how do you make the analogy between the cracks in my tongue and an earthquake? I really don't get that. So he would call me earthquake tongue in front of other people, and sometimes they would laugh at me. And I would go back to pondering in front of them, why do you guys find this funny? I don't see how you can make a connection between an earthquake and the cracks of my tongue, thereby calling me earthquake tongue. I don't get it. Y'all don't make sense. How do you find that to be humorous? So it didn't work. He called it to me a number of times, and sometimes people would laugh, but they'd always look at me like, is this funny? Or is this kid with a cracked tongue weird? Or maybe I'm weird. So I will kind of screw up their game. It didn't work. Now that I'm in my mid-40s, I finally get it. Like, to me, an earthquake was about things being squished. Like, cars in a car structure or cars underneath a bridge. The bridge falls and squishes them. To me, that was an earthquake. I never thought of the cracks in the ground and the cracks in buildings. So I never made that connection. Now, 30 to 40 years later, I'm looking at that little earthquake tongue and I'm like, oh, that was kind of funny. Little a-hole. But it was funny. And I get it now. It took some decades. So I find that amusing. So as a child, early on, I knew that my tongue wasn't normal. And I really hated when other kids would stick their tongue out at me because I couldn't do it back to them. But if they was really smug about sticking their tongue out at me, I would do it right back. I'm like, ugh. That was when I was really angry. But if I really want to get them, I go, ugh. And their reactions would vary. sometimes they would be like, Mommy! Mommy! And literally, they were terrified. They thought it was going to come out, bite them, inject venom, and take their life. So some of them were horrified. Some of them were shocked and fascinated. And they're saying, oh my God, do it again. Oh, what was that? Let me see that. And I felt like a circus freak. So I didn't stick out my tongue that much. But with the kids that were really smug, sometimes I would. And they would be shocked. And I think this happened probably once or maybe more than one time where the parent didn't see them stick their tongue out at me, nor did they see me do it back. But the child got really upset and tried to tell the mom, he stuck his dirty tongue out at me. And the mom was like, stop exaggerating, get over here. And I would be all happy like, you stuck your tongue out at me, but you didn't know how ugly and disgusting my tongue is. I won this battle. Woo! And I was so happy. Because we all likes to win. And so do I. So I reserved it. Now, one time when I was in my mid-20s, I was in a homeless shelter, and this girl, she would stick her tongue out at me. This was like 20 years ago, when not too many people had pierced tongues, and she would stick out her tongue and she'd make me look at her tongue ring, which at that time, 20 years ago, I found to be rather offensive. I didn't want to see her tongue ring. And this was Little Miss Tough Biker Babe, right? Little Miss Biker Gang Girl, Little Miss Tough Girl. I was afraid of her because I was pretty sure she could whoop my ass. So I said, I'm going to get back at her. And I went, argh. And she, Little Miss Tough Girl, she went, ah! That's what she did. I was like, I thought she was Miss Biker, Miss Tough Biker Girl. I suspect all men and women still got a little boy and a little girl inside them that wants to come out and be terrorized by someone like me who got an ugly tongue. So I will get back at her because I didn't want to see her tongue ring. Now, in recent, I don't know, within the last year, I guess, 6 months, I met this guy. We kind of was like hitting it off, right? And I've shared before in videos, I'm into dominance and submission. And this guy, we kind of hit it off a little bit, but my tongue was really disgusting to him. To look at it was disgusting. And he told me, when you kiss me, I can feel the texture of your tongue and it's really disgusting. And he would like pull back when I was trying to kiss him, like I had just eaten garlic or something, or garlic and fish. He will pull back like I was just nasty. Which I thought was really weird because nobody's really, I'm a great kisser, so ain't nobody ever complained about my kissing. So I ended up breaking it off with him, even though he tried to get back with me. I'm like, yeah, dude, like you really hurt my feelings that my tongue disgusts you. And now you want to get back with me? I don't think you're going to get over my tongue. My tongue's not going to change. So, no. We're not going to start messing around again. But he was the first person who actually rejected me because of my tongue. And I am a great kisser. Eventually, I will do a kissing video. I ain't got a man. So I ain't got nobody to kiss. But my specialty is doing passionate, sexual kissing. Obviously sexual, but sensual, passionate kissing. None of this. I've had people try to do that. Dudes trying to kiss me and then I'm like, don't do that. That is not cute. Don't do that. Don't do that with your tongue in this mouth. No, 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 no. And I've had people, I know I'm digressing right now. I had one person who was trying to do that, and I was like, you need to stop. You need to stop. So what I do is I'll tell them to do this. Just let their tongue barely rest between their lips, and you begin to kiss and play with their lips, and eventually you work up to the tongue. You don't just start swapping saliva immediately. And this was the only guy who actually complained. He said, you know, you're really arrogant about your kissing and trying to make me kiss the way you kiss and thinking you're such a great kisser and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, but whose kissing did you like better? When we was kissing your way or we was kissing my way? He said, when we was kissing your way. I was like, yeah, so you're just arrogant because you know you don't know how to kiss. But I digress. So that's kind of like the story of my tongue. As y'all can see, it wasn't dirty. It might have been a little bit nasty, but it wasn't dirty. Ooh, 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 hey. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, share, comment commercials, recommend my videos. Do one or more of those things. Thank you. Best wishes.